Yeah. So guys, if you want to learn this Django framework, then so Python knowledge is must be required. Okay, and why this Python is required means Django framework is purely developed by using the Python language only. Django framework is purely developed by using Python language only. Means the concepts which are learning in the Python, those all concepts available in the Django framework also, plus some additional concepts we are going to discuss here, and using those concepts we are going to develop in the application. Simply using the Django framework we are going to developing the applications like web applications. For example, Amazon application is there, Flipkart application, Zomato, Swiggy, like a lot of e-commerce applications there. These kind of applications, if you want to develop, then Django framework is best choice. Okay, after learning the Python. So one point remember, first I will tell about why you are deciding to learn this Django only, why not other frameworks. So that point remember here. At the time of learning the Python with other languages your faculties are teaching, you are learning. Okay, we have so many languages guys, we have so many languages, we have so many languages and the language related frameworks we have. So for example, some languages, tell me some language names. Java is a language, so Java related Spring, Spring is there, Spring framework is there, Spring Boot is there, Hibernate is there, Hibernate is there, Struts is there. These all are frameworks. So Java language and language related frameworks we need to learn guys. So if you are taking the .NET, if you are taking the .NET, so here ASP.NET is there, ASP.NET is there, and MVC framework is there, MVC, MVC framework is there. Okay, if you are taking the Python guys, if you are choosing the Python as your language, then Python related frameworks, Django framework, Flask framework, like a number of things there. Okay, why Django only we are required to learn, why not Flask right now, we'll discuss slowly, wait some time. So if you want to developing any application guys, a web application, at least we require to learn any one language, and that language related at least one framework. If you are learning all the frameworks also, that is more helpful to you only. Okay, so at least one language and language related one framework you need to learn. So by using these things we are going to developing the web applications, we are going to develop web applications. Whenever we are developing the applications guys, so here three layers required, three layers required, combination of three layers only application is completing 100%. Okay, now here first one, layer one is presentation part guys, presentation code. So second one is business code, business code, business code, and the third one is database code, database code. Understands one? So every application is required presentation part and business code part and database part. So for example, Facebook we can take it. So whenever we are typing www.facebook.com, some presentation you are getting, and login page related, for example, enter your username, password, like that. So these all things a presentation code. After giving username, password, we are entered inside. That is nothing but business code. After going inside, you are sending the friend request, you are uploading your images, the all actions nothing but business code. And later whenever you are trying to register your data, first name, last name, email, like these all things are taking and storing into somewhere. Whenever you are uploading images, your images are storing into somewhere, that is nothing but database. Okay, so any application like Amazon application you can take it. So in the browser lot of item informations, lot of products we are going to see guys, regularly we are seeing. So that is all presentation. Whenever you are selecting particular product and you are going to give order to buying purpose, so that is all business logics. And later all items information is storing in the database. Okay, so like any application you can take, these are three parts required. We will discuss in our course also both the presentation, business and database all together. We are going to discussing here, guys. So our main target is business code. Our main target is business code, how we are developing. Okay, so while discussing with the business code, your business code always interacted with the database code, always interacted with the database code. So business code to database, how we are interacting, we will discuss. And same time, using the presentation, we are going to add data, for example like a Facebook registration. So same like we are going to give some data that is interacted with our business code. All together we will do it communicating. Understand, Span? So to developing this presentation code, we require what? UI technologies. UI technologies. UI technologies means so many are there. HTML, 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 CSS, Bootstrap, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Understand, Span? JavaScript. Like so many are there, guys. So many are there. So at least we need to learn some things, some basics. We need to develop the applications. And to developing this business code, any one language required, guys. Any one language like Python. Already you know Python. And language related at least one framework like Django, minimum. Any one language, Python, Java, .NET, whatever you want, and language related at least one framework like Django we need to learn. So using this Python and Django, we are going to write this business code. Later, to developing this database related code, we require DB knowledge. So we have so many databases, guys, like Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, MongoDB, like so many are there. So we are going to discuss about the MySQL. Okay. After some days, I'm going to discuss about the MongoDB. MongoDB nowadays most famous one. So a lot of interview questions. Lot of entry questions people are asking about the MongoDB. Do you know about the MongoDB? Even though in your resume, if you are adding, even though you are adding MySQL in your resume as your database skill, still people are asking, do you know about the MongoDB? That's why we are going to discuss about the MySQL, about the MongoDB. Total different things, guys. This is separate behavior. This is separate behavior. MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, these all are like one behavior. SQL databases. MongoDB, CouchDB, like these all are NoSQL DBs. SQL DB, NoSQL DB, two different variations there. Okay, like East and West, totally different. So we will discuss in one session more clearly about these all things. Understand, guys? So you need to learn these HTML, CSS, all things, Python, Django, MySQL, like these all things. So here, our main target is using this Django, how we are developing the business code. And while developing the business code, always our business code must be interacted with the database. That's why MySQL also from starting onwards, we are going to discussing. So MySQL, how we are installing, how we are creating data, how we are updating, deleting, like this, total CRUD operations related, everything I will take care. Understand, Swan? So after some days about the MongoDB also we will discuss. And whenever we are installing the MySQL software or MongoDB, so MySQL command prompt coming. So real time we are not using these things, guys. Instead of writing every query, so GUI menus there, graphical user interface menus there. Okay, tools there, GUI tool for MySQL, for MongoDB, for Oracle, for all the databases, GUI tools there. So about the MySQL related, we have SQL Workbench GUI tool or SQL Yoga GUI tool. So we are going to download those things, installing, and how we are using those tools real time. We will discuss, guys. Understands one? So later here, to enter some data for storing into database and future, for example registration related only. After registration done, later in future I need to log in by using this registration data. So like these all things, if you want to do it, then here we need to require to know presentation to business communication. So from the presentation, nothing but browser guys. In the browser presentation we are displaying. From the presentation, whenever we are sending the data, we are getting the response. So from this presentation, I'm sending some data guys. My business code accepting the data, catching the data, or else receiving the data and sending to database. After storing database inside database giving one confirmation to business code. Now my business code giving confirmation to presentation. So in this presentation, data created successfully, like that. Some messages we are going to create. Registration done, login done, like something. So one users interacted with this presentation guys. Normal users, human being persons. So users interacted with this presentation. So whenever sending data, finally this person getting the some confirmation, yes, your data deleted or updated or created, like that. Then user can understanding, okay, my operation is done successfully, or else my operation failed successfully, like that. Everything understanding. Clear guys? So remember here, we are going to discuss all together. This all together we are going to discuss presentation, business code, database code. First, initially one separately we are discussing about the Django some days, about the database some days, about the presentation some days, and later only presentation with the business code and only business code with the database. After that, all together we are combining, like sections wise we are going to discuss. Then only easily we are understanding. Understanding? Okay. Now, guys, in the real time, some people knows only presentation code. They don't know about the backend like Django, Python. They don't know about the database. So some people are involving only in this area. In this area. So those people we are calling front-end developer. Those people we are calling front-end developers. Front-end developers. Front-end developers. Some people only involving in this area only. Business code developing only. Okay. So we are calling back-end developer guys. We are calling back-end developers. Back-end developers. So some people are involving only in this area. So those people we are calling DB developers. DB developers. Understand one? Okay. So some people involving in all these areas, guys. Some people involving both front end, back end, and DB side all together involving. Means, for example, you guys, you are only involving in the presentation, you involving in the business code, involving in the backend code. Then those people we are calling, this is we are calling full stack developer. Full stack developer. Got it? So nowadays, full stack developer is getting more demanding, guys. So in your resume, if you are adding like you are a full stack developer, then you are going to get more interview calls and more weightage is coming to you guys compared to others. So you are at the time of in our organization, one project is there. Right now, only business code we are developing. Then you are able to developing business code. After completing this business code, then later we need to develop presentation. Then immediately you are shifting to this front end side and you are developing. Okay. Okay. Totally, my project is completed, guys. Totally, this project completed. New project not coming immediately. Not there. Other project is there. Other project is there, which is a Java project or .NET project or else another Django project. This is Django 1, this is Django 2. Okay. So your project is completed and new project is not coming immediately. So you are you don't have work. You don't have work. Without work you are sitting. So then immediately you are shifting into this work. You are shifting into this work. In this project, presentation is there. Front end is required. So you know front end, then immediately you are going to developing. So this is a Django related project, guys. Assumption Django related. Your Django is completing. So this is a Java related application. Assumption Java app. So you don't know Java coding, but you know front end coding. Java application also required front end. .NET application also required front end. Means front end developers common for Java, .NET, Django, like all the technologies. Got it? So whatever the project is going right now, to that project you are going to shift and you are going to work on that without sitting, without work. So when you are doing continuously work, then your job is in secured, guys. Without work, if you are sitting 1 month or 2 months, then company is thinking like, okay, we are paying salary without doing any work, so this is not required. Like that, they are deciding and they are terminating you. Whenever they require, again they will hire you. Understand this one? So that's why you need to become slowly. You need to become slowly as a full stack developer, guys. So nowadays, a full stack developer, mean stack developer, like so many words are getting popularity. So in our sessions, sorry, in our sessions, so you are only required to do presentation code, you are only required to business code, you are only required to do database code. That's why we need to becoming like a full stack developer in our session. Once if you are learning about these all things after joining into organization, maybe some people only involving in this side, or some are involving in this side, some are involving in this side. This is the reason, guys. If you are joining in the MNC companies, like this separate pieces wise people are developing. If you are joining in the small startup companies, all together you are only need to do coding. You need to handle all the things, front end, back end, database, all together. That's why slowly you need to habitate to becoming like a full stack developer. Understanding, guys, all of you? This one. So I will take care, no problem. First, we are giving high priority to our Django business code. So while discussing with the business code, this back end code, this front end code, how we are doing all together, I will discuss. Okay. I will share you documentation regularly. I'm going to give you documentation files. I'm giving as a PDF files, text files, and regularly what we are doing projects. Those projects also I'm sharing to you mail. I'll take your all mails, and the video links also you are getting as day-to-day video links also you are getting. One more time, if you want to listen, you can listen all the things. Okay, at the end of the day, some projects also we are going to do, guys, real-time projects. So for example, here small things like this. This is a responsive design, guys. Responsive design. So whenever I'm minimizing like this, see all are vertically displaying about Python, about Django, about REST API, something. So this is like a mobile view. So this is a tablet, this is a laptop, this is a desktop. Okay, so one application only we are developing using any device, like a desktop, like a laptop, like a tablet, like mobile, any device you can use our application. So depending on your device width, our application presentation is changing, guys. Our application presentation style is going to be changing. Okay, how we are developing, this is called responsive design, responsive app. How we are designing this responsive app, using our Django only we are developing these all things. Okay, register, login, not only some fields I displayed here, so many fields like checkboxes, drop down menus, like n number of things we can make it. So here like this we are developing some applications. So whenever we are opening any application nowadays, like lot of menus there, guys, a lot of menus there with the symbols, icons also, everything here, icons also showing home icon, about icon, like this. How we are providing these all icons, whenever we are selecting particular how displaying content here. Okay, these all applications we are going to develop in. So this is having a lot of real-time code, guys. So like this, some projects when you are doing, then by putting experience also you can handle easily coding in the organization. So here a lot of menus I created. Whenever my screen size minimized, see responsive way, this is displaying. Okay, so whenever my screen size less, like a mobile screen coming, all my menus here, my menus all are hiding in the form of hamburger button. Whenever we are clicking here, whenever I'm clicking here, all my menus are displaying. Whatever the menu I'm clicking, that menu related content I'm going to get. Okay, na? So in the large screen horizontally displaying, in small screen hiding all the menus, So if I'm clicking here home page related contents there, guys, this is like a one social media article to post the different titles, title related posts. So one David person about the MySQL, some information, big paragraphs also you can write here, no problem. Just understanding purpose, one word answer I given. Okay, so Srinivas person about the REST API given one post. So title is so and so, who posted, author Srinivas, when posted so and so date, and what is the content of that post, so and so, like that. These four factors we are taking, and author profile pic also we are displaying as author profile pic also we are displaying. It's like all users in this application. So you guys and me all together posting lot of posts we are posting, all are displaying here according to data, according to date wise displaying. Always latest post displaying on the top side, old post going bottom side. So when these all posts are more available here, if more posts are there, then we need to travel like this vertical scroll bar, guys. So instead of, if 100 posts are there, a lot of big scroll bar is coming. That's why pagination we are going to be providing. Pagination we are providing here. So this is called pagination, guys. So for every page, some post I'm displaying. If you want to see another post, then you can click these pages. This is called pagination. Very, very important. Okay, na? And here bottom side, copyrights reserved for so and so organization. Like you can make it. This is all fixed. Okay. This is header part we are calling. This is footer part we are calling. This is body part we are calling. Body part we are calling. And single screen we are dividing like multiple pieces, guys. This is one piece. This is the footer part piece. Okay. And this is body. And again this entire body. This is the left side body. This is the right side body. Like that I'm dividing. So here if I'm clicking any one, separate page you are getting, separate response, latest posts. If I'm clicking here, guys, this post, latest posts, here only you are getting. If I'm clicking about page, about menu, say about this site, here only you are getting. If I'm clicking like a profile, then profile information also here only you are getting. Means any menus you can click it, all the actions going here only. Means within the page I'm dividing, single page I'm dividing like multiple frames, and every action is performing on the single frame only, here only. Okay, na? So whenever we are opening Python tutorials or Django tutorials, something, guys, so left side you are getting all the contents, am I right? Content one, about introduction, installation, about the data types like list, set, like this, all menus there, contents. Whatever the content you are clicking, whatever the article link you are clicking, about that one you are getting one page. You seeing like that? Previously regularly we are seeing like that. So how we are changing, how we are dividing this screen like that, different frames wise. So in this available all things, and can see, guys, here whenever I'm clicking on this title, whenever I'm clicking on this title, out of these all records, only this title related record only filtering, only this single record is going to be filtered, filter operation. Okay, na? So later can see one more time. Here David, Srinivas 452, and different users there. If I'm clicking on this Srinivas name, then this person created all posts, today one post, yesterday one post, 10 days back one post I created. Those all posts filtered. Totally how many posts are there by this user you're going to get. So totally 8 posts done by this Srinivas. My all 8 posts you are going to get. For each page, 5 only I'm displaying, remaining all things pages wise hiding for easy interaction purpose. Okay, and the person who is login here, login register we are displaying, guys. After registration you can do it login. After login you can do it. You are entering into pages. So after login only you are going to see the all things. So new post profile, the person who is login, that login person related profile information you are going to see. What is your username, what is your email, what is your profile image. Only some fields only are taken. Like this, n number of fields you can take it. If you want to update this pic, then you can choose here. So this is open our system. You can choose a new pic and you can update it. Like in our WhatsApp, every day we are changing our profile pics, guys. So this kind of behavior only working. Okay, na? Whenever I'm clicking logout, so you are login, logout. So you can do it login again. So here forgot password, all things. If you want to do it sign up, then registration related username, email, password, all together you are going to get. Okay, na? So one point remember here. One point remember. Already I log in na? Okay. So here this record is created by David person, guys. So in database, which person created this record? These all things we are registered. This record is created by so and so David. Means only this David person only can update this record, can delete this record. Myself, Srinivas only can see this data, but cannot do update delete. Means your records, you can do it all CRUD operation. My record, I can do it all the CRUD operation. So your records only I can see. I cannot update. I cannot delete. Means people to people, we are separating all the records, who created, when created, like that. This is very, very important. Next one. For example, we have all people bank accounts, guys. In our bank, account, your transactions only there. In my bank, my transactions only there. Okay, when I deposited money, when I withdraw money, like these all things maintained according to my account name. So whenever I log in online SBI accounts there, guys, for example, online accounts there, whenever we are login using our username password, only my credentials or my transactions only coming. Whenever you are login, your transactions only coming. Like that also we can do it hiding all the things. Okay, na? So these all things are displaying like a lot of internal real-time code is there, guys. So how we are hiding these all things, how we are registered, only this record is created by so and so person, how we are validated. So we can see right now all records we can see, guys, but you cannot do update or delete or something. You cannot do it. Okay, so after login can see here, after login. So I'm going to do it login. If it is incorrect, please enter correct username, password, like that. You are going to get some messages, whatever we want, we can make it. If successfully login, then redirected to home page. After login, where we want to go, like these all things also we can display, guys. Now, who is login? Virat person login. So I'm going to select a Srinivas related record. One, not all records. One record can select. One record can select here. Filtering single record, filtering group of records. So here only I can see this information only, guys. But Virat created records can see. Here what is going logics means this selected record, which one selecting Srinivasa related record. Okay, so this record who created Srinivasa and login person is Virata. If both are matching or not checking, if not matching, only you can see this record. If both are matching, so we can see here next some Virat records, so we will see it. Now here Virat record is there. Okay, so I'm going to click this one. Now can see here you are going to get one delete button, update button also. So login person name and this record created person name, both are same. This record created by Virata and login by Virat also. That's why you can do it, update this record, you can do it, delete this record if you want. Login person name is Virata. If you are selecting other person records, you cannot get this one, update and delete. You are not getting these things. So like a number of logics we are writing as a lot of ready-made classes, predefined classes, and validations, all things. So like this, when you are doing some projects, then you are going to handle all the experience related in real-time organization also. Okay, na? So slowly, these all things we will do it, guys, using our pure Django related only with the front end, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. These all things we will use it. Okay, na? Yeah. Now here we are discussing with Python and Django. Already you learned about the Python, so we are going to learn about the Django framework. Why not Flask? These all things we will discuss. So later all the features, all the things I will tell. First of all, why you are deciding to take these things only we are discussing. So nowadays Python is a general purpose programming language, guys. Nowadays all people are telling like a Python is a general purpose programming language. That's why this Python is getting more demanding. So how can you say Python is a general purpose language? Means can see here. So we have Python language and already you learned, guys. So now here we have data science. We have data science course. We have artificial intelligence course. We have, for example, Django. We have Django course, guys. And we have Flask course. And we have deep learning, machine learning, a number of courses there, guys. Data science, artificial intelligence, Django, Flask, deep learning, machine learning, robotics, DevOps. These all things. These all things. For example, here I'm going to take it. Machine learning, a number of courses. So these all courses required Python. If you want to learn data science or artificial intelligence, Django, machine learning, anything, all courses require this Python language. That's why this Python we are calling nowadays, it is a general purpose programming language. To learn these all courses, common thing is Python. That's why as a student, if you are a fresher, guys, so if you are learning this Python, then these all frameworks you can learn later, whatever you want, okay. So companies also, guys, for example, TCS company conducting interview, you know Python. So in the TCS company right now, machine learning related jobs there. So already Python, you know, that's why they are going to hire you, and they will uh, they will give you training about the machine learning, and you are going to do work. So other company, IBM, having data science related, Python with data science. Another company, artificial intelligence, Python with artificial intelligence, like that. So all these courses require this Python language is a basic fundamental. That's why this Python is getting demanding, guys. So can see here 100 people learning, 100 people learning this one, and again 100 people learning this one, again 100 people AI and Django, Flask, deep learning. Okay, so here each course is joining by 100 students only, but these all people joining by this Python, joining the Python course. That's why nowadays this Python is getting more demanding compared to Java, .NET. Olden days only Java, .NET is getting demanding, but nowadays Python is dominating these two things. I mean, these all courses are getting demanding. Artificial intelligence, data science, Django, these all are getting demanding to developing the new things. Clear, guys? Okay. So here, forget about these all things. Why we are giving high priority to learn this Django or this Flask only? Okay, means if you want to learn these all things, guys, machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence, these all things. So a lot of time is required. Minimum 6 months time is required, guys. 6 months time is required to discussing all the things. And also more cost we need to spend, more cost we need to spend, more cost to learn these courses. For example, data science, if you want to learn, then 25 to 30,000 you need to spend, guys. Artificial intelligence also more than 20,000 you need to spend to learn this course. So more amount of money, more money we need to spend, and more time we need to spend to completing these courses. But if you are choosing Django, then here within the less than 2 months only, guys, less than 2 months, you are going to learn about this one. Less than 2 months time is enough, and also less cost enough. We are spending what? Less cost only. Okay, so 4-5,000 we are spending, and then we are going to be completing this course. So I want to learn within the less time course and with the less cost. If you want, you can choose this Django framework. And also using this Django framework, what you are going to do using this Django framework means we are going to developing the web applications. Using this Django framework, we are going to developing web applications like Amazon. We have so many applications, guys. Amazon, Flipkart, Zomato, Swiggy, Book My Show, like these all things are web applications. Okay, using this Django framework, we can developing all kind of web applications like Amazon, Zomato, Swiggy, Book My Show. These all kind of things, guys. So here Django is providing a lot of features. We will discuss one by one, one by one. So using these all features, we are going to developing easily these all applications. Okay, so first here Django and Flask both are Python related web frameworks only, guys. Pure Python related. Python with Django, Python with Flask, separate projects there in the real time. Got it? Both are purely developed with Python. But nowadays, all people are giving high priority to Django only, but not Flask framework. So why giving a priority to Django? Why not giving priority to Flask? Okay. So now we'll discuss. Can see here. So in the organization, guys, 90% projects, 90% projects nowadays going on the Django only. Using the Django, 90% projects going. Only 10% projects, 10% projects going on the Flask framework. So if you are learning Django, then more interview calls you are going to get. Why means a lot of companies are looking for Django developers. Understand, man? That's why we are giving top priority to learn this Django framework. And after learning this Django framework, then we can learn it Flask also if time is there, if you have interested all things. And later, Django is providing one ORM structure, guys, ORM layer, which is a very, very helpful ORM structure. Okay, what is the use of this ORM is, can you see here, one small structure I'm going to write. So this is my Django, and Django is providing what? ORM layer, ORM structure. So now can see, guys, this is Django related ORM queries, database queries. For example, MySQL, from the MySQL, if you want to get all records, select star from table name you're writing. Understand, man? If you want to create table name. If you want to insert data, insert into table name, like something you are writing. So here Django is having ORM queries, ORM layer. So as a Django developer, we are going to write ORM queries only, fixed queries there. Later, I have here MySQL, I have Oracle, I have MongoDB, different databases I have, guys. Different DBs I have. MySQL I have, and the next Oracle I have, and next MongoDB I have. So just as a Django developer, you are writing the ORM queries. This ORM query, single ORM query in your project, if you are using MySQL, converted into MySQL format. Converted into MySQL format. If you are using Oracle database in your project, then converted into Oracle. If you are using MongoDB, then converted into MongoDB format. Hence, we are not responsible to write the database related specific queries. We are required to write ORM queries. That ORM queries is automatically converted whatever the database you are using inside your project. That is one of the best feature of Django, guys. So if you are using the Flask, then Flask related SQL queries you are writing, guys. SQL queries you are writing. So separate SQL queries. Separate SQL queries you are writing for each database. Again, one more SQL query you are writing. Again, one more SQL query you are writing. Okay. So each database related specific SQL queries you are writing. So this is for MySQL, this is for Oracle, this is for MongoDB. Like separately you are writing, guys. Separately you are writing. Okay. Technology also required. For example, in Python, guys, Python with the database communication is there. Do you people knows about that one? Python with the database. All people knows about that one. Without doing practice, you are completing course. So my Python application, pure Python also we can use. Using the Python, we are developing application. Our Python application is communicated to MySQL, communicating to MongoDB, communicating to Oracle. So like this, Python to different databases. If you want to do it communicating, then different SQL queries we require to write, guys. Python with MySQL means different queries you are writing. After 1 month, you are changing your opinion. I don't want to use MySQL, I want to use MongoDB. Then all SQL queries we need to change it into the MongoDB format. Okay, na? So then a lot of time is wasting, a lot of complexity is there. But if you are using the Django, so right now I'm using MySQL guys for my Django. After 1 month, if I'm changing to Oracle, then no need of changing the ORM queries. ORM queries are common for all the databases. Just to database settings only you are giving. Previously, what is database MySQL settings you are writing. Now what is database Oracle settings only you are changing. Then automatically our coding converted into Oracle format. Django code is converted into Oracle format. Okay, so that's why people are giving a high priority to learn this Django framework nowadays. So simply one point tell me here, using MySQL, if you want to get all records from the employee table, how we are writing guys? So select the command you are writing, select star from table name. My table name is employee. This is your writing query guys. If you are using the MySQL related, if you are using MySQL related, same query in MongoDB if you want to write guys, same query in MongoDB if you want to write, then we are going to write db dot your collection name. Collection means my model name. Employee dot find method we are using to get the data in the MongoDB. Find of dictionary format you are going to get. So this is the query you are going to write guys. MySQL query, this is MongoDB query, this is to get the all records, to get the all records. So if you are using only Python or else Flask related these things, so Python with the MySQL term, I'm writing this one to get the data. Whenever I'm changing to MongoDB, again I need to cancel this, I need to remove this record, this SQL query, and I need to write this query. Okay, like a lot of burdens there using the pure Python with the databases or else Flask with the databases. But if you are using the Django, we are not writing these queries guys. We are writing Django ORM queries. The Django ORM query is like you are writing your model name. My model name is here employee assumption, employee dot objects dot all method. This is my ORM query guys. Later you are going to get, don't get confusing how we are writing these all things, I will take care later. So this is we are writing inside our Django. So whenever you want to communicate with MySQL, then this query is converted into this format automatically internally by using some commands there. We have commands in Django. Whenever I'm executing that command, then my ORM query is converted into MySQL format like this way. Whenever I'm converting commands, so if I'm using MongoDB, then this format converted. If I'm using a Oracle format converted. Like that, we are writing only ORM query. That ORM query is converted into different language related formats. That is the ORM benefit. Object relational mapping. Guys, understanding why you are deciding to learn this Django, this is the benefit. These all are benefits. So easily using the Django, we are going to develop in the web applications. Django is having one architecture, guys. Later I'll tell. So according to that architecture, easily we can developing all the applications. Easily we can developing all the applications. For front end, separate section is there in the Django. For back end, separate section is there. For business code, database code, separate section is there. So all together we are, separate we are writing and all together communicating, and we will get the output, both front end, back end, business database code all together. When we are discussing about the architecture of Django, we will get it up. These all points. So compared to other courses, why you are giving high priority to the Django means this is the reason to developing the web application. If you want to developing a web application, then you can choose the Django framework, and easily we are going to developing the application. So, okay, na? Yeah. So at the time of learning Python only, compare with other languages, you are getting one point, guys. Using Python, if you want to display hello message, how we are writing, guys? Hello message. So by using the print method, you are going to write the hello. Am I right? So print, by using the print method, we can print the hello message in the Python console. Means if you knows about the print method, that is enough to printing the message, to print the message. So same hello message in Java. If you want to print Java, then you are going to write a class keyword, class message, whatever you want, you can take it as a class message. In Java, curly brace syntax they are using as a curly brace syntax they are using. Okay, so after that here public static void main, and the main is a method. In this main string and args, list of args we are writing, and then again curly brace structure we are taking. And now here one predefined class is there, system dot which is containing a predefined object out, and again one method is there println. Okay, and now here you are going to write hello message, and then here semicolon also required. The semicolon also having meaning. Without semicolon you are getting error. Okay, can see guys. So if you are choosing Python, so to print a hello message, just as a developer you need to put focus on print method. What is the use of print method? If you know, then easily you are going to print the hello message. But if you are a Java developer guys, so to print this hello message as a Java developer, first of all you need to know about what is class, what is this class name, what is this public, what is this static, what is this void, what is this main. Each one having meaning guys. Here each one having meaning. Curly brace also having meaning. Okay, so system having meaning. Out, println. So if you knows about these all things, separate definitions all together, then you are able to write the print hello message. So to print this single message, you are writing more lines of code using the Java, and more definitions you need to learn using of use of class, use of public, use of static, like these all things. So here instead of public we can write different names guys. Again public we can write, protected we can write, private we can write, without writing also we can write. That is nothing but default. Okay, so if using public what happen, if using private what happen, if using protected what happen, these all knowledge we need to learn first of all as a Java developer. Are you understanding all people? So as a Java developer you need to put more attention to learn all fundamentals first of all to develop in the coding. So if you are choosing Python, these all attention not required. Simply what is the use of print, if you know, then easily you can print the hello message. So compared to these all languages guys, in Java you are writing these all lines. More lines of code is required. In Python less lines required. Here complexity is increasing, here complexity is decreasing. Performance increasing here Python, here performance decreasing. Like a lot of benefits there in Python. Understand this one? So Django framework is purely developed. Django framework is purely developed by using the Python only, by using pure Python. So using the Python only, for example, to print a single line hello message. So here using Java more lines you are writing, using the Python less lines you are writing. So web applications, whenever you are going to developing web applications, hundreds of lines we are writing as hundreds of lines, thousands of lines we are writing depending on requirement. So one application, one real-time application, if you are developing using the Java, for example 1000 lines code required, 1000 lines code required. The same project using the Python you can develop, then less than 500 lines enough, less than 500 lines enough. That is the benefit of this Django framework. So using the Java related frameworks you are using to developing the application, and to developing the application Python related framework Django we are using. So Java related frameworks nothing but like a Spring, Hibernate, these things guys. So Java related frameworks if you are using to developing one project, then more lines code is required, more attention we need to focus on. Okay, but if you are using the Python related framework like Django, then less lines of code you are writing. Less lines code you are writing means within the less time you are writing guys. Within the less time you are writing means obviously cost of the project saving. Am I right? For example, Java project 6 months you are developing. Same project with Python within the 4 months you can develop. Means remaining 2 months salaries you are saving, of all the employees. So if you are using the Python and Python related framework, what are the benefits? Means major benefits. Within the less time, with less lines of code, we can develop in the application, guys. So with less lines of code, if you are developing means time saving, cost saving, performance increasing, application performance, guys. Using Python if you are developing. So major features are cost saving, and next time saving, and giving the best performance, increasing the performance of applications, increasing the performance of applications. These are three are main factors, guys. So whenever you are saving the time, means obviously less lines of code you are writing. Some other points also there. So less lines code we are writing. So less lines code is there, means within the less time executing. Interlinked all points, guys. Take one point and build all points. Okay, and less lines there means complexity is increasing or decreasing. Complexity is decreasing. Readability readability is increasing. Okay, so like a number of benefits are there using the Django framework compared to other frameworks. That's why nowadays this Django is getting more demanding. Clear, guys, all of you? So far what I'm telling, all of you following? So just overview only I'm giving, guys, today. So coming days you are going to get all things practically. With all variations I will show you. Okay, so here framework, Django is a framework, I'm telling. First of all, what is framework? And before framework learning, what is program, what is software? These all points we need to learn, guys. So what is program, guys? What is the program? Program is nothing but set of instructions. Simply shortcut point I'm giving, guys. Set of instructions to executing the computer. To performing particular task. It is nothing but a program. Set of instructions we are calling program. For example, can see in Python how we are writing a equal to 10. I want to do it one addition program, guys. I want to add two numbers and want to give a result. Okay, so a equal to 10, next b equal to 20, and next c equal to, or else result equal to whatever you want. C equal to a plus b, you are writing a plus b. Next, by using the print method, I'm going to print the result. Okay, now? So this is what one program, guys. Add.py we can consider like a one program. In Python technically we are calling module. In Python every .py file technically we can call as a module, Python module. Okay, so here I created a number of instructions, guys. This is one instruction, again here another instruction, final instruction. So first instruction is indicating what? Store this 10 value in the memory and assign to one variable which name is a. Okay, or else a variable holding value 10, b variable holding the value 20. Okay, next here a variable value, b variable value we are adding, and result we are assigning to the c variable. Understand, friend? Next, in this statement we are printing output, we are printing a response to the console. Like each statement is having meaning, guys. According to that instruction, final result you are going to get. Got it? So statements or instructions, same thing. Collection of statements or collection of instructions called program. We are calling program. So what using this program, easily we can find the calculation of two numbers. Okay, 10, 20 means easily you can calculate, guys. If it is a big number is there like this, plus another number is there like this, then this is not possible to tell easily addition of two numbers. So that time we are going to use these softwares to find the addition of those two numbers. Okay, next, what is software? What is software? Software is nothing but a set of programs, collection of programs we are calling software, guys. For example, can see here, I want to developing one calculator software. Calculator software. So here a number of programs you can take it. Each box is one program. So addition related you are taking here. So simply I'm going to write here sub.py, nothing but subtraction related, guys. Subtraction related. So here also a equal to 10 and b equal to 20 and c equal to a plus a minus b, whatever you want you can take it. Next, print value you are going to do it, print result. So this is subtraction related. This is multiplication related. Two values you are going to do multiplication and two values you are going to do division. Okay, so just assumption. These all are my programs. Collection of these programs, group of these all programs is called software. That is nothing but calculator software. Calculator software. You can consider like a calculator software. Understand, guys? Okay. So nowadays all people are using the calculators, guys. In our mobile also calculator application is there. So using that calculator, easily we are going to find the calculation of two numbers. So I have one big number into I want to do this one. So can you tell me this multiplication result? If asking anything, so olden days people are taking pen and paper. Am I right? Pen and paper, and they are doing calculation. In our childhood education we are learning, but nowadays no one is doing like that. Everybody is opening calculator in our mobile and simply typing two numbers with multiplication, then result you are getting. Am I right? Means softwares are giving lot of benefits to the human being, lot of advantages providing by the software. So software reducing the human being works, guys. Human being burdens reducing. So if I want to do it calculation, these two things, I need to put some lot of focus I need to put, guys. Lot of focus I need to put to find this result. But using the calculator software, immediately within 1 minute I will find it. Within minute I will give result. Hence this calculator software is reducing the lot of burden to the user. Understand this point? So human being things are going very easily day to day life, regular life. Lot of softwares we are using, guys. Calculators we are using, alarms we are using to wake up the sleeping. So alarms we are using, calculators we are using, a lot of softwares we are using to store the data. For example, school you can take it. Olden days in the school registers people are maintaining. In that register, all students' information maintaining. But nowadays, all the people information they are storing in the computer. Computer means within the computer, so 100 years of students' information also we can store. But if you are using the register books, 100 years means 100 books you need to use minimum. 100 books you need to store means one room is required to store all the books. Am I right? So like a lot of problems there without software. That's why nowadays all people are interested to use this software for every work. Okay. So here by using these programs, guys, by using these programs, we are going to developing these softwares. Clear so far? Yeah. So here Django is a framework I'm telling. So framework is nothing but one software only. Framework is also nothing but one software only. By using these frameworks, we are going to developing other softwares. We are going to developing the other software applications. In our mobile nowadays, n number of applications we are using, guys. These all are softwares only, applications only. Okay. So these all applications, if you want to develop it, then we need to use some software, some frameworks. So that is Django is also one of the frameworks to developing this kind of softwares. Clear so far? Yeah, Python is the dynamic type. You know all these points in the at the time of learning Python, guys. So in Python, how we are writing variables like this? You are writing. Okay. So 10.5, 10.5 means at the time of giving value, at the time of executing runtime statements, guys. Runtime line by line executing. So this is the number type, integer type. Then one integer memory is created. This is enough for integer. Okay. This is float. So float memory is compared to integer somewhat big is there, higher memory is there. So next, whenever you are taking another value like a string, then another memory is created. So here, no need of representing the data type. This is we are calling dynamic memory allocation. Python dynamically understanding based on the value what memory is required and creating that memory. But if you are taking the Java, if you are taking the Java is a static memory allocation creating. So int a, you are telling like that, guys. Then I need to give 10 only. I need to give 10 only here. So if I'm giving here 10.5 or something, if I'm giving here, then this statement is getting error. I mean, in the a variable required integer memory, integer value, you are telling starting only, but you are giving what? Float memory, float value. This float value is not satisfied to store in this integer variable. That's why we are getting the error. So what type of data you are representing starting, same type of value you need to give. So this is we are calling static memory allocation. But this is based on the value dynamic memory is created. So can see here, to store this 10 value, this integer memory is enough. Next, in the Java, int long, we have different types, guys. Int long a equal to 10 only. Okay, long a equal to 10 only. Next, float also we have float a equal to 10 only. Next, we have double double a equal to 10 only. So like as a developer, guys, I want to store a value into the a 10 value into the a variable. So to store this 10 value into memory is enough. Because of into memory, this memory is enough. This memory is enough to store this 10. Okay. So instead of int, I'm taking this one, guys, long a. Because of long a, this memory is created. I'm not taking long also. I'm taking float. Because of float, this memory is created. And because of double, this big memory is created internally. Okay. But in all the memory locations, value is storing what? 10 only. Value is storing 10 only. Okay. Na? So this range is enough, guys. This range is enough to store the 10 value. So if I'm taking longer, here this is waste. Here this is waste. Here this entire memory is waste. Means as a developer, you are the responsible. As a Java developer is responsible to maintaining the memory allocation. If you are not maintaining properly, then lot of memory is wasting. If memory is wasting means cost is increasing, performance decreasing, like a number of things there, problems. Clear this one? But if we are a Python developer, Python based on this value, guys, based on this value, automatically can create the memory. That is a dynamic allocation. Clear this one? Is Python a dynamic memory allocation providing or static memory allocation providing? Questions are asking in interview so many times. So many times. So in our sessions, we are going to discuss our interview questions also, guys. Sometimes, for example, here, whenever I'm clicking these questions, you are going to get the questions list. Okay. So here a lot of questions, guys. So these all questions looks like easy, feeling like okay, I know these points. But how much comfortable you are telling in interview, that is important. Mutable, immutable, append and extend method, value by, call by and value by. Okay, local variable, non-local variables. These all things, guys. How to remove the elements from the list. So many questions I created here. So many questions having here. Okay, na? So arcs and quarks difference. This is a lot of times asking in interviews. A lot of times asking, guys. So here find method and index method. Do you know find method and index method differences? So a lot of data types there, so many methods there. By combining all methods in interview separately, taking one method, asking about that method. First of all, that method is working or not on particular concept, also getting doubt a lot of people. Okay, so like these all things, whenever we have time, we will discuss each question related explanation, all things. Lot of times I'm going to discuss Python related questions, guys. Got it, guys? Okay, so for this day, this is enough, guys. Only in this session, what is going, that is only I explained today. Okay, na? So end of the day, we are going to developing like these all kind of applications. And in the tomorrow, so history about the Django, guys. History about the Django, who developed, when developed, why developed, why taken our framework name Django only, why not other name, why not your name, my name, like that. Okay, why taken Django only? These all things. And when released, what versions there Django, how installing the Django, and the features about the Django. A lot of features there. Whenever we are installing the Django related framework, then a lot of ready-made applications we are getting. What is the use of those applications? These things we are going to discuss, and in the next session I will show you all this content, all the things, PDF files, all things I will open, and clearly you are going to get in the next session. Okay, na? Yeah, guys. So here to developing these kind of web applications, so what required backend code like a database, MySQL, MongoDB related, front end HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, with some JavaScript also. Okay, majorly HTML, CSS, Bootstrap we are focusing to developing these kind of applications. Okay, na? And our Django related all the concepts, models there. Right now you don't know what is model, what is views, these all things. So using the model, almost 10 projects we are going to do. So using the model, how we are interacted with the database, how we are handling all the data, and templates are nothing but this presentation related, views nothing but business related. Okay, logins related, registration related, separately we are going to do it all things. And start concept right now you don't know. So in the next session I will show you all the concepts. These things we are going to discuss like that. We will discuss while developing this Django related application. A lot of third party tools also we are going to download and installing, and we are going to use. Okay, na? And regularly here you are going to get the material day to day what we are discussing after 1 or 2 session, and the video links you are getting, our class links also you are getting videos, and projects what we are doing, those all things also you are getting. Clear, guys, all of you? And one more intimation. So 10 a.m. today only 10 a.m. Django REST framework, another course is there, guys. Django framework is different, Django REST framework is different. Extension of Django framework is Django REST framework. So that is very important real time, especially if you want to put experience, 100% required. Even though freshers also nowadays they are expecting, and if you are joining in a startup company, freshers also must be required to do REST API related work. One application to another application, how we are interacting, how we are integrating, app to app communication. Our Python application communicated to Java, or else our application communicated to .NET. Like this, one application to another application, communication purpose, REST API is required, guys. So almost nearly 2 months, 45 days to 2 months based on your practice, guys. We are spending in this Django. So that is within 1 month we can complete. That is like a plugin of Django framework. Okay, so in Django, how creating project name, application name, how we are running the, how we are creating the tables, so what we are learning in Django, same concepts we are using in the Django REST framework also, plus some extra concepts we are going to learn. That's why to learn this Django REST framework, this Django knowledge is required, minimum knowledge is required. So right now you are not suitable for that. Why I'm telling means, parallelly I want to complete, I have only less time, like that. If anybody is deciding, then you can learn, no problem. So here parallelly we are discussing with the Django, same thing you are going to discuss with the REST API also. And also any of your friends already completed a Django people, if any of other people wants to learn this Django REST framework also, then you can intimate them at 10 a.m. today only. So here PyCharm we are going to use, guys. IDE at the time of installation I will take care about these all things. So PyCharm, which is developed for purely Python related, and also Sublime Text we are going to use. You know, so many IDEs are there, real-time IDEs: PyCharm, Sublime Text, Eclipse, NetBeans, Visual Studio Code, like a number of things are there. Atom, so many are there. So here I'm going to discuss with regularly with PyCharm, professional IDE, and then later Sublime Text. Any other queries? Any queries, guys? Otherwise, I will close, guys. I have other session now. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. You can contact the online team, guys. Then they'll tell you about the fee structure. You can contact them. Experience means you want to put experience in your resume. Narsimha.
Sir. Sir, I will listen. Sir.
Yes.
Sir, what about your experience, sir, in
My
Django
experience.
field? Yes, sir.
Yes. Last 3 years onwards, I'm teaching, guys, this one Django framework and Django REST framework, Python is all together. I'm teaching with including UI technologies also. Last 3 years onwards, I'm teaching. Okay. So practical experience in the industry experience, I have last 5 years onwards.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, sir. How much time to take long this session, sir? The Django session?
Guys, 45 days sessions required, working sessions,
Yes.
45 sessions required. And if you are doing practice very well, today I'm telling one concept, I'm giving to you material, all things. If you are reading and tomorrow you are giving a response very fastly means, then exactly within 45 days we can complete. Otherwise, based on students' performance, 1 week extending. That is all students' practice based on. Okay, na?
Okay.
So 45 sessions required
Okay.
to discuss all things.
Okay. Okay.
And
Sir,
later sometimes students are interested to attend in the Sundays long session takes like that. The students only asking that time. If I have time, then I'll take it myself. A lot of batches there, so this Sunday one batch, next Sunday one batch, like that I'm taking, and that is not forcefully. That is based on the students. Monday to Saturday I'm taking regularly classes, guys. Sunday is holiday.
Okay. Sir, end of the session, we will develop any project work, sir?
Yes. I mean, so I told starting today you are joining, or maybe you are joining lately. So this is like application only, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Here a lot of real-time code is there. Here all users related posts there. So whenever I'm clicking on particular title, out of all things you are going to filter that one. And whenever I'm clicking on this name, this person created all posts out of all users. Only this scene was related posts only filtering. So later, if I want to update this one, I can do it update. I can delete, and login person name and this record created person name. If both are matching names, then only you can do it update or delete. Otherwise, you cannot do it. And without login, if anybody is trying to create new record, for example, this one, if I'm clicking this new post, so like this one post we can create, guys. Here title, content, and only title is there, content is there. So login person name, one person is login right now, that person name taking automatically who created this record, that is the login person name taking, and at what time you are created record, dynamically taking time, and finally you are going to get this like this way format, one record format you are getting. So right now, see, I'm going to log out. I'm going to be log out. Whenever I'm log out, these all things are hiding. Login and register only showing. Okay, na? So if you want, you can see just to home page only I'm displaying. So here can see I want to post new record, guys. Then post / new. This is my URL, actually URL. As a developer, I know what is URL for posting new record. So without login, if anybody is trying to use this record, then immediately it is redirected to login page. Redirected to login page. So first you need to do login, and next you can do it post. Okay. Why means every post is created by one person. Who is that person? Means login person only. Okay. Like that, all things that we are handling here.
Okay.
Okay. So like this,
Okay.
1-2 projects you are doing means lot of coding, internal coding you are getting, guys. So many built-in classes we are using. These all things in this project I'm
Yes.
telling. Regular sessions we are discussing all the concepts related only. End of the session, by applying all concepts to what we are learning, we are developing like this application. Here also some menus we're
Okay.
developing. About the menu we are clicking, that menu related we are getting content. Okay. No doubt at all, sir. Django is very easy to learn. So day to day, what I'm teaching, that is without escaping, spend 1 hour time or at least half an hour time to reading theoretically first. Okay, and what projects I'm giving, those things
Okay.
if you are doing practice, then definitely very easily you can learn. Django is so much easy framework. Without doing practice,
Okay.
I want to know all the things means that is not correct. Based on your practice only, guys. Before your batch,
Yes, sir.
9 a.m. I completed one batch. 7 a.m. I completed one batch recently only. 7 a.m. batch already employee only joined. Okay. 9 a.m. batch, 5 people joined, guys. Only 5 people. In online batches, less people only joining. Okay. Out of those 5 people, 3 people already joined, guys. Organization experience on all people are putting 3-4 years experience. So when I discussed in that batch
Okay.
all the subjects, every day people are ready to give answer. When I'm asking something, only immediately they are giving answer. Okay, means day to day they are doing practice very well.
Okay.
JavaScript is required or HTML is required means that is all depending on our requirement, guys. Only back-end code only I want to develop. I don't want to develop like this all front-end. If you are deciding, then nothing required. UI technologies, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, these all things nothing required. Pure back-end you can write, and URLs you can develop. Like these all are URLs. Okay, na? So why we are using this all HTML means one application, real-time application, anything if you are making, all applications are having a front-end, back-end, database. That's why I'm teaching here about this front-end also. Okay, na? Majorly we are discussing here front-end with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap most of the time. Okay, na? So separate all HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, like all things if you want to learn, separate UI courses going, guys. Separate UI batches going. 2 months time they are taking and they are going to teach about all things. Okay, here along with the front end, along with the back database, back end we are focusing mainly. All together within 2 months we need to learn. That's why what required to developing these applications, that is we are discussing here. Responsive application. This same application we can execute in the laptop, we can execute in the mobile, anywhere we can execute, depending on our screen width. This presentation is changing. See here, all items are hiding, all menus are hiding. Whatever the menu I'm clicking, that menu related, you are getting content. Okay, na? That's it, guys. Any other queries?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So don't miss it tomorrow. You are going to get all the history about the Django and the features about the Django and the installation. Okay, na? Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.